Welcome to the Town Board meeting, Thursday, November 18th. Please rise and salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Emergency exits are to my right behind the town attorney and also the door you came in. Roll, please.
Supervisor Perotti?
Here.
Councilpersons Doyle? Here. Morris?
Here.
Samoji?
Here.
And let the record reflect that Councilman Gutierrez will be absent this evening.
Okay, I make a motion to open the public hearing for Community Development Block Grant Funds Grant.
Second.
Okay.
Jim. Supervisor Perotti?
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes.
Samoji?
Yes.
And the time is 7:06.
I don't have any ideas for the grant. I was just wanting to work on the ones we already have and close them out. Does anyone else have any other ideas? Or if not, we can just close the public hearing.
Can you go over the priorities for this year's grant round?
Well, you had the application.
I did not have a chance to review it. Sorry.
They can't hear you, I get that.
Okay. I was just hoping that we could review the priorities. If affordable housing is still on there, I would be interested in taking a harder look at what opportunities there might. Obviously, our water district needs an awful lot of assistance, so I didn't know for sure.
There wasn't anything on there that we could use for water.
There's nothing?
No.
Okay. So your thought is to not apply this year and to just finalize what we have already on our plate?
Right.
Okay. And what's the deadline for getting something in if we decided to do that? We have to get a...
I believe it's December.
Okay.
I'd have to look it up. But I think you have the, if you don't have the email with the application and the dates, I can forward it to you.
Okay, I'll try and take a look at it and see if there isn't something that Megan has taken a look at it also.
Yeah, I sent it to her. She's just finishing up hazardous mitigation
Okay.
because she just paved Deep Hollow, and that was very
Complicated, right?
complicated.
Right.
Well, you're dealing with FEMA, so it can be very complicated.
All right.
Okay, if there's no other comment, I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second. Supervisor Perotti?
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes.
Samoji? Yes.
Is there any public comment?
I do.
That would be you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gay Parise, and I live on Bog Hollow Road, known in town as, oh, that's okay, as probably the worst road coming in from Connecticut in Amenia. It's got more junk on it. Cars are unregistered, old boats, old lawnmowers, junk, junk, junk. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace that Bog Hollow, for 35 years I've lived there, has not improved on my end of the road, the end closest to the Kent border. And I believe Matthew Schmidt and Manauer Ahmed wrote a letter to you, Victoria, or an email about the condition of the road, that the people, our neighbors who are just storing all kinds of junk.
Right, we're,
in May.
Yeah, we're collecting the letters of complaint and
And emails, yes.
and all the letters of complaint, which we, our prosecutor said that we need to have in order to go further. And Mike, and our attorney, Ian Lindars, also is working with Michael Sagleton to make sure he gets the paperwork in place. And so there are moves being taken that we really can't discuss now because it may be potential litigation and we can't discuss it in open meeting.
Well, I'm glad to hear that something is finally happening, but I do believe an email was sent by Matthew Manower to you. If you don't have that, I can resend that to you.
Oh, I have it.
Okay, good. So I spoke to Mike the other day, and there's another issue. There's 15 cows on 3.9 acres, and which abuts my property.
Well, actually, they're working on, both issues are being worked on.
Well, the cows were in my front yard again yesterday, and actually, it's a good thing because they don't have food. They have really bad food to eat. What this neighbor is feeding them is really awful stuff. Everyone goes by and says, "Oh my God, it's just rotten hay that's been in a field for 3 years." The other thing is the manure is leaking into the bog. It's right on Bog Hollow. That's happening. I mean, we've had the health department out there.
I think DEC has been out there too.
I believe they have. I
Yeah.
think they came out. I'm not sure. I wasn't there.
Yeah,
My son was there.
there was one particular person in DEC who handles the animal part of it, because there was
Yeah.
a question about some calves, so.
But Victoria, something has to happen right away. These cows are being ill-treated. They're not being fed or watered properly. The only reason why they're breaking out to come to my house is because I have a pond, I have green grass, I have a field. They're always in my field. By the way, I don't mind that because but they're going to get hit by a car. One of them got hit by a car, was left there over the summer, and stunk to high heaven. The manure stinks, the feed stinks, the dead cow stinks, everything stinks about this whole place. And there's 10 neighbors in close proximity.
Now, have you sent in a formal letter of complaint?
I haven't. I've just called I've sent emails to you.
Yeah, but one of the things what the special prosecutor needs to have is formal letters of complaint.
I never
from
heard.
the people are, who are affected by this atrocity.
Well, this is the first I've heard about letters that need to be sent in. What I've heard is that you have to come to the town board and tell the board.
We're beyond coming to the town board. I mean, we're into, the next level.
I did talk to Damian Kateris as well about it, and he sent me the town zoning ordinance on it, and it says that he's allowed to have 4 cows on his property, and there are 15 now. So 4 cows, and then it went up to 6, and then one got hit by a car or died somehow, and then it went down to 5, and now it's up to 15. It's game after game after game. I just want you all to know, and I want the public to know, that this is a nightmare. If it wasn't cows, it was pigs. The Horvaths lived right next door. They were closing on their house over 20 years ago, and the pigs were in their garden eating. They just bought the house, and the pigs were in their garden eating all their newly planted plants that they just bought, okay? If it's not the pigs, it's the goats. It's always something. For 35 years, it's been constant neglect, and I don't care, and you can't tell me what to do, is what their comments are, always. Even if you say, we'll help you, even if you say, all of us will help, what do you need?
Well, there are steps being taken, and
can you give me a date of when something might happen, when we can all go to court and
well, we'll let you know when there's a date.
Fantastic. I'm just, you can tell I'm pretty upset. I don't like to see.
I know it's been an ongoing problem, and it's one we've been trying to deal with, but we're working ahead, and we've taken a different stance, and we're working ahead.
This is way before your
with it.
time, Victoria. This is way before your time. This
Yeah,
has been
I know,
going on
but the
for
issue
so long.
is during my time
Yeah,
now.
right now, it's gotten to the point where something has to be done. It has to
Well,
be done.
something will be done.
Okay. I really appreciate it.
Can we just understand why it would take a whole long process to, if the law says that you can only have one animal, large animal, a cow or horse per acre, why would it go on and on and on? It seems like if you have 15 cows on too small of a parcel, why wouldn't that be just, you know, today you need to get it down to the right amount? I mean, I know livestock because I've worked with horses all my life. You can't have 15 horses on 4 acres. It doesn't work. So is there a legal proceeding that's going to take 6 months to play out? Or is this just a numbers game? Here's the 4 acres and there are 15 cows. It's not right.
Again, what I would encourage is that if anyone on the road, anyone who has a complaint or is experiencing a problem, submit a formal letter. That formal letter are the facts upon which that any violations could be created and issued, and notices of appearances for court sent. So those letters are extremely important.
Yeah.
So if people submit written letters, those written letters, then we can just investigate the facts. It's just a matter of time to investigate all the facts that we have, review the law, and that part should not take too long to get an opinion out. And if there are issues or violations, then there would be action from the zoning enforcement officer.
Is it true that the zoning enforcement officer can't be on that property? Can't walk on that property?
He can't enter someone's property.
Okay.
Just to.
So he asked.
He can't start walking on everyone's property
Right.
and going in people's backyards.
So he asked for a drone to be flown over the property, and he said that the town board denied him a drone.
Actually, it's in the budget for next year.
For next year. We need it now.
And we're going to approve the budget tonight,
Yeah.
so
Well,
drone is
Yeah,
in
but
the
that's not going to
plans.
help us right now. It's not going to help those poor cows right now. The other thing is, I spoke to Mike the other day, and it's an RA zone, and he maintains that he needs to talk to you, Ian, because he doesn't understand the law. He thinks because it's RA, he can farm the property. I said, RA, according to the zoning law I looked at, that Damien sent me, it's one large animal per acre. He has 3.8 acres, 4 cows could be on there. That's how I understand it. Mike does not understand it that way.
He
And
does now,
he does now.
yeah.
Okay, well, thank goodness for that. And I'm glad you got him a drone as well, because if he can't go on the property to inspect someone's land, if they're in violation, I don't know how you can cure the
Well,
problem.
we don't need to wait until the drone gets purchased. We also, like I said, we're
working on it.
moving ahead and doing what
Okay.
we need to do.
If I can just say, please hurry, because it's, like I said, the cows were out yesterday on my property. They're on my road. My dogs can't go out because I think they're going to chase the cows. They're going to go in the road. Something bad is going to happen. It's just a recipe for disaster there, and I really appreciate you working on it quickly. Thank you. Thank you.
Is there any other public comment?
Leo, did you have something, or you're?
Oh, just on the CDBG. No, I mean, the grant, the grant application. The community development block.
Okay, I have one more public comment, if you're then going to go back to it.
Is
You're
that,
going to open it?
Well, he can make
did
a
it.
public comment
Now?
about it. I mean, all we were required to do is to have a public hearing. Somebody can make a public comment about the grant after the public hearing.
okay.
Yes,
I mean,
it just wouldn't be,
that
it
was
wouldn't be
just
part of the
not
record of the
part-
public hearing.
yeah,
That's
It's
it,
still
yeah.
part of the record.
Yeah, it's a public comment, he can speak.
Hey, how is everyone?
Great.
Good. So it makes me feel very weird that I'm the only one, like for 2 meetings where there's supposed to be a comment on something that's spending money, and I'm the only person here. But here I am again. The housing board has not presented to the town board recently, and the town board approved some time for us to use the town planner to look at some of the things that might encourage affordable housing in Amenia. And we got a report back, a short report, which had some very interesting information. But in any event, in order to actually change the zoning code, we would need to hire the planner or a planner to sort of write the changes or to sort of direct the changes. So she gave us a very, very casual estimate, but I think that the first piece was like about 5,000, the second piece was about 10,000, and the sort of more complicated zoning solution, which was a floating zone for affordable housing, was I think 20 or 25. So I was thinking that the community development block grant, it would be great if we could, since we're looking with that money to try to help people who have less income in Amenia, that changing the zoning to encourage affordable housing seems like a good use of that money. So that was my thought. I don't really know what the total amount or how much you can apply for, and I could get more information on the estimate for the planner's time.
I believe the affordable housing priority in the grant is to purchase housing. But I can forward you the...
No, I saw that. I looked at that online.
I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, you probably did, but I looked at it online before I came here, and that is an option, and there was a property that we were interested in, but it looks like it was one of those demolished houses, actually.
Yeah, I know.
The owner feels like she wants to demolish it just for fun. So it doesn't look like that will happen, but there may be other options in the future, but it would be great if that money could be reserved for housing uses. So that was it. So thank you all.
Welcome.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Any other public comment?
Sharon Kroger. To the Town Board. As of November 1, Optimum has instituted a number of rate increases, and most of them are illegal, I assume. However, there is one that is clearly unjust and probably illegal unless you allow an enabling end clause to creep into your contract you all signed with Optimum that would be allowed them to charge $30 more per month for the TV basic cable service. That is the basic. That is supposed to be protected in the public interest so that even families of modest means who are not able to afford the fancy HBO or sports stations can at least hear important current events and news broadcasts. The public service stations, the local town board meetings on the community channel. This category was supposed to be protected even when they charge more for those luxury stations. But they have added some luxuries to it that are now trying to charge $30 per month for basic. I'm hoping that you still have those friendly executives from Optimum on your radar that can call them about this to head it off. If you authorized this by mistake, there must be some remedy. Many people are on limited incomes and cannot afford the extra $30 per month. I called several agencies about this, although I have not filed an official complaint yet. My first call was to Optimum, which they said that they were raising the rates all over the United States. The person who answered the phone is the State Public Service Commission, said that this was a domain for the FCC. The person at the FCC who answers the questions said that they could not deal with these issues of the rate raises. He also said that the station would vary according to the municipality, and also that the Attorney General's office might be able to explain what state agency would also be protecting the public on this issue. Sharon Kroger. That's all I got for public comment.
Yeah, could you send me a copy of that?
I'll send it to the whole board. It came in
Yeah,
this
send
evening
it to
after the
everybody.
office closed. So.
Because I have someplace I want to send it. Okay, is any other public comment? No? Supervisor's report. Water district upgrade. The water operator is getting bids for pump tests to see if more wells can be added to the Washington Court site. Altice resolution will set public hearing date for December 16, 2021. American Rescue Plan funds, supervisor reviewing Treasury Department regulations regarding using funds for water district upgrades. Highway Garage, Crawford and Associates setting up meeting date with supervisor, highway superintendent, building inspector to discuss bids. CDBG sidewalk grant, supervisor setting up meeting date with engineer and highway superintendent to go over plans. 2022 budget. The 2022 adopted budget was turned into the town clerk on 11/18/2021, and the resolution to adopt will be presented at the town board meeting. The tax rate per thousand will be reduced from 2.12089 in the 2021 budget to 1.9518 for the 2022 budget. In addition, the 2022 budget, I have 22,767, which I didn't subtract right. Actually, the amount the budget will be under the 2% tax cap is $42,767. New websites and website updates to Annette Culligan or Nancy Nowak. Town of Amenia COVID-19. The Amenia Town Hall is open for business Monday through Thursday at regular business hours. Masks are requested. Masks are available in an envelope on the second set of doors. Mask and social distancing are recommended for committee, board, and commission and person meetings. Signing the visitor log with contact information is required. COVID-19 vaccine information. AmeniaNY.gov website has a link to Dutchess County COVID-19 information, or call Dutchess County at 845-486-3555. For anyone who is homebound, vaccine appointments can be made at 845-486-2555. COVID-19 vaccines are available at Amenia Drugs. Call for appointment at 845-373-8000. CVS Pharmacies. Go online to schedule an appointment. Poughkeepsie Galleria, former JCPenney site, Tuesdays from 3 to 7, Saturdays from 9 to noon. Online registration or walk-in. Free COVID-19 testing is also available at the Poughkeepsie Galleria, former JCPenney site, during the same days and times. Town Clerk report.
Good evening. The first item I have this evening is to share with you Sue Metcalf's a notice from her that she wishes to extend her departure time from Tuesday, November 30th until Friday, December 17th.
I'll make a motion that we extend her time frame until Friday, the 17th, as requested.
Second?
Supervisor Prodi?
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes.
Simoji? Yes. Also, to remind the board that this is coming towards the end of the year, and usually we have a celebration, and this year we're announcing it tonight as well. The Amenia Fire Company will be presenting its 10th annual celebration of Lights Parade. It's going to be on Sunday, December 5th, and at that time, historically, you guys have done your Citizen of the Year and the tree lighting. So I just wanted to share with all of our residents, the town board is accepting nominations for Citizen of the Year. If you would be so kind to send your notice to either supervisor@ameniany.gov, or you can send it directly to vparodi@ameniany.gov, and then she can gather all of your submissions, and the board can make their decision on that. In our packets this evening, circulated is our balance sheets and our operating statements. So with that, I present to you the vouchers for this monthly meeting totaling $210,987.29, with the breakdown as follows. General Fund, $126,856.44. Highway Fund, $65,440.58. Amenia Lighting, $904.37. Mosaic Lighting, $327.83. Amenia Water, $17,458.07. And again, for a grand total of this abstract, $210,987.29. And I'm seeking authorization for the supervisor to pay claims as.
I'll make a motion that we authorize the supervisor to pay the claims as submitted.
Second.
Supervisor Prodi?
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes.
Simoji?
Yes.
And with the time of year and the holidays and our paper having modified schedules. I spoke earlier today with the supervisor in regards to setting the reorganizational meeting for January 6th at 5:30 for the swearing in, followed by the regular reorganizational meeting at 6 p.m. So with that, I would need authorization to go ahead and advertise said meeting.
I make that motion to advertise the reorganization meeting for January 6, 2022.
Second.
Supervisor Perotti,
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Samoji.
Yes.
And as I briefly got to start earlier, which I'm very excited about, Celebration of Lights, our annual parade here in Amenia. It's our 10th annual, so I'm really begging and pushing and putting a lot of pressure on all of you with your creative float ideas, decorating your motorized four-wheeler, your tractor, your cool car, your ancient car, whatever the case may be, anything that you can drive from the firehouse over to behind. We're going to have you park over at the drive-in, light it up, put some cool sparkles on there, be creative. We are going to do something kind of cool this year for having the best float, and we're also looking at doing a decoration of the best windows display. There's going to be a prize for that. So with all of many hands in this pot, our Amenia Wastewater Community Organization, Four Brothers, the Town of Amenia, Siler Ridge Field Club, Amenia Recreation, and many more. All of these partners are working together to create a fun-filled event starting at approximately 2:30. Events will be lined up starting from Fountain Square to our tennis courts. There's going to be hot cocoa. We're looking at some snacks. We're looking at arts and craft ideas. So all of our entities are working together. Our town board will be there. Our supervisor will be presenting the Citizen a Year and doing their annual tree lighting. And promptly as those trees are lit at hopefully like 4:59, no pressure, then the float and the parade can take off from the firehouse beginning at 5 p.m. and come right up, park. Those that want to stay, I know some of our fire truck friends have to leave and go back to their district, but those of us that want to stay over at the drive-in, there's going to be a really cool Christmas themed movie that will be playing, so it'll be a free event for all to participate. So let's get some holiday cheer in there. The window display is, our theme is Winter Wonderland, so be creative, be daring. I know we got to get in the spirit, so the holidays are right around the corner, so decorate those vehicles. Come have some fun on Main Street. And that'll conclude tonight's town clerk report. Happy Thanksgiving.
You have the highway report, did you want to?
Is it in there? I did not read it. I can read for her. You have it? Megan is saying, we completed the bank stabilization grant for Deep Hollow Road last Thursday and resurfaced the road. Dirt roads have been regraded for winter, and we have done some blacktop patching. The last couple of days, we have been working on getting the trucks ready for winter and hauling in some winter sand. Respectfully submitted, Megan Chamberlain. Megan's report. And there's also a wreck.
Yep.
Did you guys see it? Mm-hmm. So let's acknowledge that for Kelly. I know she sent it.
Yeah, John Lamb has
Kelly.
been doing pitching clinic on Monday and Wednesday nights for the last 4 weeks. He had originally asked for 6 weeks, but has now requested 8 weeks. So the new end date would be December 15th. The trunk or treat was on October 30th. We had 10 trunks and about 100 kids. We ended up moving locations to the Amenia Firehouse due to the possibility of rain. I just want to thank the firehouse once again for letting us use their space. Line dancing is in the gym on Thursday nights from 5:30 to 7, followed by karate from 7 to 8. Pickleball will start up on 9/21 every Tuesday night from 6:30 to 7:30 in the gym. Cheer is in the gym on Sundays. Program will run from about noon to 2:30 every Sunday. The girls are working hard on getting the routines together for competitions. On December 5th, come find us around 3 p.m. at Fountain Square to do some crafts, and stick around for the Parade of Lights at 5. Come join us at our next rec meeting on December 9th at 7 p.m. to see what we have in the works. Kelly Milano. Are there any other committee reports?
Well, the Wastewater Committee met on Friday, November 12th. One of the things that was discussed is to see whether we should have regular meetings at a fixed date or a fixed day during the week. Also, it was determined that surveys to residents having Amenia and Mosaic addresses would be sent out concerning the feasibility of the wastewater project and people's own situation as to whether they have any wastewater problems with their septic systems, how old they are, and things like that. And it should be a very informative thing for the town, and we're looking forward to getting the surveys out and getting them back.
I'd like to recap our CAC meeting, which was held last night at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall. We had Eleanor Peck from the Hudson Valley Regional Council give us some guidance on 2 programs that the CAC has been tasked with. One of them is, we were looking into the Climate Smart Communities task list, but also there's a program that NYSERDA offers that's in tandem with the Climate Smart Communities program. It's called Clean Energy Committees programs, and that's already started. Victoria, we're in the process of getting some LED light documentation submitted in the proper way on the website. So we've got somebody looking at getting access to the web portal and making sure all of the documents are uploaded properly to get proper credit for those actions that the town has already taken. We've done 2 things that qualify us towards 4 total actions that would get us a $5,000 grant that would help us achieve greater clean energy projects that the town wants to invest in. So one is the LED lights, and the other is that the building inspector took a course called Energy Code. There's an Energy Code enforcement training that he took, and he's already submitted that. So we're looking at 2 other projects that would put us in the running for a $5,000 grant. And those ideas that she put forward were a unified solar permit. That was one of the easiest thing a lot of local towns are doing. It's a fairly easy process. You need to pass a resolution for a process that would streamline the process for a homeowner of a modest solar array to be able to get a permit very easily. And you just amend the solar law and you can pass it with just a resolution. A lot of towns have done that. That would give you your 3rd action. And then the other ones, we haven't yet decided which one we would go for, but community solar is very easy. As a private citizen, you can sign up to get your energy from a solar farm in New York State, as I did, and you get 10% off your bill for just signing up. So that's very easy. You sign a contract, and it's pretty seamless. And I save a couple of dollars. But more importantly, we just need 10 people to sign up. Mine wouldn't count, but I could use myself as an example and show them my bills and show them what it looks like. It's really a no-brainer, if you ask me. And then there's some other benchmarking actions that we can take. We'd love to do an audit of some of the energy use of our larger rooms in the town hall. or even at the highway garage, but any room over 1,000 square feet, such as probably our gym and our auditorium would work. You just look back through the bills over the last 10 years and see, you get your utility bills and our use of fuel oil, and see how that has changed over the last 10 years. We didn't get a new heating system in here, so we're already understand just through our budget process that we went from, I historically remember 50,000 when we moved into this building. It was 50,000 we budgeted on a regular basis, and sometimes $60,000 for heating fuel for a year, and already for next year we're down to 30,000. So that was a good investment. It's a much more efficient system, and we also put in, of course, when we were doing all of the upgrades, every time we did upgrades, as far as I remember with Bill Flood as the supervisor, we did insulation where we could. So those kind of things are what we're doing, and if anybody has a particular, there are 24 actions. She just highlighted some of the easy ones that we could start doing. But if somebody has a particular interest, please let us know, and we'll take that under advice. Thank you.
Are there any other committee reports? No. Resolution number?
60.
Resolution to authorize the adoption of a local law entitled Local Law Number, we still doing X?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm feeling it's going to be 1.
Of the year 2021, opting out of the licensing and establishment of cannabis retail dispensaries and on-site consumption sites within the town of Amenia. Whereas a resolution was duly adopted by the town board of the town of Amenia, introducing a proposed local law entitled Local Law Number X of the year 2021, opting out of the licensing and establishment of cannabis retail dispensaries and on-site consumption sites within the town of Amenia. Whereas a public hearing was duly advertised in the Millerton News, the official newspaper of the town. Whereas a public hearing was held on November 4, 2021, and all parties in attendance were permitted an opportunity to speak on behalf of or in opposition to said proposed local law or any part thereof. Whereas the town board determined that the proposed local law was not subject to environmental review. Whereas the town board of the town of Amenia, after due deliberation, finds it is in the best interest of the town to adopt said local law. Whereas said local law has been on the desks of the members of the town board, the town of Amenia, for at least 7 days, exclusive to Sunday, prior to the adoption of this resolution. Now therefore be it resolved as follows. The recitations set forth above are incorporated in this resolution as if fully set forth and adopted herein. The town board of the town of Amenia hereby adopts a local law entitled Local Law Number X of the year 2021, opting out of the licensing and establishment of cannabis retail dispensaries and on-site consumption sites within the town of Amenia, a copy of which is attached hereto, made part of this resolution. 3, the town clerk is directed within 10 days of the adoption of this resolution to publish a copy of the local law together with a notice of adoption in the Millerton News, the official newspaper of the town of Amenia, and to post a copy thereof on the town's official signboard, maintained pursuant to Section 36 of town law and on the town's website. 4, the town clerk is further directed to enter such local law in the minutes of the meeting into the local law book for the town of Amenia, and shall file the local law with the Secretary of State of New York upon the expiration of the permissive referendum as provided by law. The town clerk is further directed to file a copy of the local law with the Office of Cannabis Management. I make that motion.
Second.
Supervisor Perotti?
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes.
Samoji?
Yes.
Resolution number 61 of 2021, Authorizing a second public hearing on the franchise renewal agreement between the Town of Amenia and Cablevision Systems, Dutchess Corporation. Whereas the Town of Amenia is a party to a franchise agreement with Cablevision Systems, Dutchess Corporation, to provide cable service via a cable system within the Town of Amenia. Whereas the town is considering renewal of the cable franchise agreement in accordance with the federal regulations, the applicable provisions of the New York State Public Service Law, and the rules and regulations of the Public Service Commission. Whereas prior to entering into a renewal of the cable franchise agreement, the town board is required to conduct a public hearing thereon. Whereas Cablevision submitted a proposed franchise renewal agreement to continue to operate a cable system within the Town of Amenia by Resolution Number 28 of 2020, a public hearing was held on July 2nd, 2020. Whereas the Town Board of Amenia obtained public input on issues including, but not limited to, past performance, equipment and facilities, franchise fee, public educational and governmental access, service to schools and public buildings, right-of-way management and safety, consumer protection, and accountability standards and procedures. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Amenia further negotiated the terms of the franchise renewal agreement based upon the input received on the public hearing. Whereas Cablevision has submitted a revised proposed franchise renewal agreement, a copy of which is annexed here too. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Amenia will conduct a public hearing on the revised franchise renewal agreement to be held on December 16, 2021 at the Town Hall, Town of Amenia, 4988 Route 22, Amenia, New York, 12501, at which time all parties in interest and citizens shall have an opportunity to be heard. Whereas the Town Board determines that the renewal of the cable franchise agreement is a Type 2 action pursuant to 6 NYCRR 617.5C and is otherwise exempt from environmental review pursuant to the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act. Now therefore be it resolved that the recitations above set forth are incorporated in this resolution as it fully set forth and adopted herein. The Town Board hereby schedules a public hearing to be held on December 16, 2021 at 7 p.m. at Town Hall, Town of Amenia, 4988 Route 22, Amenia, New York, 12501, at which time all parties in interest and citizens shall have an opportunity to be heard. The town clerk is hereby directed to publish and post the notice of public hearing in the form annexed hereto at least 5 days prior to the scheduled public hearing and post same on the town's website and official signboard maintained by the town clerk. I make that motion.
Second. Supervisor Prodi?
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes.
Somogyi?
Yes.
Resolution number 62, 2021, adopting annual town budget for the fiscal year commencing January 1st, 2022. Whereas the town supervisor has filed the tentative 2022 budget for the town of Amenia pursuant to Section 106 of Town Law. Whereas the town clerk delivered the tentative budget to town board in accordance with Town Law Section 106. Whereas the tentative budget has been considered, discussed, reviewed, modified, and adopted as a preliminary budget by the town board on October 21st, 2021. Whereas the town board on November 4, 2021, commencing at 7 p.m., held a public hearing on the preliminary budget approved by the board and filed with the town clerk for the fiscal year commencing January 1st, 2022. Having heard all persons desiring to be heard in the matter, the budget for the town, the fiscal year 2022, having been fully discussed and considered, they closed the public hearing. Whereas the town board has considered certain changes, alterations, and revisions to preliminary budget, whereas the preliminary budget approved and filed as aforesaid is hereby changed, altered, and revised as set forth in the minutes of the proceedings of the town board. Now therefore be it resolved that the recitation set forth above are incorporated in this resolution as it fully set forth and adopted herein, and be it further resolved pursuant to Town Law Section 109 that the preliminary budget as changed, altered, and revised is hereby adopted and established as the annual budget for the town for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2022, and that such annual budget as so adopted is detailed in the minutes of the proceeding of the town board. And that resolved that the 2022 tax rate is 1.9518 of assessed value with a tax levy imposed at
Your assessed tax levy is all of it together? The one? You want all of them?
Town tax rate.
The town. She has to say it.
Be town and highway.
actually the total tax levy, including all the tax levy of the town and the highway, which be the total tax levy is $1,954,564, which is a total of all the special districts, the water district.
Say that again? Just so we have it written right. Can you say it one more time?
$1,954,564. And that includes, but for the tax levy for just the highway and the general is $1,890,244. Be it further resolved that the town clerk of this town shall prepare and certify, as provided by law, duplicate copies of said annual budget, as so changed, altered, and revised, as hereby adopted, and deliver one of such copies to the supervisor of their town, that she shall present such copy to the Dutchess County Legislature as provided by law. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Supervisor Perotti?
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes?
Smoji?
Yes.
Now, we have on the agenda discussion regarding upgrades to Beekman and Mosaic Park. The recreation supervisor has been getting estimates from Parkatech to replace a piece of equipment at Beekman Park, which was put there prior to the other pieces of playground equipment at Beekman Park by Parkatechs, and it's old and broken and does not meet ADA requirements. And so they have an estimate to replace that. And they also have an estimate to add additional equipment to Mosaic Park. Because you have this is Mosaic Play Park. And then there's a piece, this is the piece for Beekman Park. Parkatechs has a state bid. And currently, the Recreation Commission has $96,636.70 in its capital fund to fund the improvements for both parks.
Can they do that with $96,000? That sounds unlikely, but does she have an estimate?
Oh, well, the one for Mosaic Park is
Oh, yes.
is $93,820. Am I reading that right, correctly? And then the one for Beekman is $56,735, if I'm reading these two things correctly.
There's a bunch of packets.
I believe these are for older children.
I asked for 10 to 12, yeah, 10 to older children. That still doesn't look very high. They wanted a slide that was higher and swings that were higher.
Well, this doesn't include swings. This is just the slide here.
It needs to
We
be
don't
for
have to make a
10-year-olds,
decision
10 to
tonight if you want to
12-year-olds.
just take the information and
Yeah, I think we
And
need to
look at it.
absorb this.
for Wausau. However, the item at Beekman Park needs to be replaced. That's the one that's needs to be done. So this is Wausau Park site improvements. If you want to take that and
Trying to figure out what,
review it and see. But I didn't know if you wanted to approve the purchase for the replacement piece for Beekman.
so I only see this one estimate. Am I missing
That's all I
something?
have too, is for the Amenia. I don't have the Mosaic.
Oh, I have the Mosaic.
I have Wausau.
It's the Mosaic one I have.
I have Beekman Park,
Did you land up
Yeah, I
finding
have
it?
Beekman Park, but
and it's $56,000
the
for
second one?
replacing the broken part?
It might be within the maps. You might have to go through, because Ian found it,
There it is.
right, it's in between
Yeah,
the maps or
you have to
something.
dig deeper.
You have to keep,
Well, I found the one, and I dug it deep, but I don't see another one. So I've got one for $56,000, estimate total for Beekman Park up on the upper left-hand side.
yeah, Michelle has one for
What's it?
Mosaic as well, which
So
is
how much is that?
$93,820.66,
I can show you mine.
which I don't have.
Oh,
and I'll get it.
okay. So some of us,
It was in between the maps, that's why I didn't know if it's stuck.
no, I've
Okay.
been through all that paperwork. So Wassaic is $93,000, so we can't afford to do both.
I think Mosaic is a complete build, right?
No, we just need to add pieces for that is a very young, 4 to 6, 8. We need something for 10 and 12, 13-year-olds. Those swings are too low, and they want a slipper slide, and they want things that are built for bigger kids, because those other things are way too low.
Well, is that what this is?
Mats.
I can't tell for sure how high.
Can't really figure out.
Oh, it's 5 to 12,
Yes.
and a 2 to 5 play area.
But I think you were looking for older children, right?
Yeah, I mean, so the 10-year-olds, when they told us what they wanted, they're now 11. And by the time we install it, they would be 12. And so now they would be aging out. We have, maybe it is just not possible to get higher slipper slides and,
Well, we could see, they
And
must have
swing
other,
sets.
they must have other, they have a whole catalog of things.
Tribute Gardens has a great range of age groups that it serves. You really can get on some swings that go high. They have a nice high slide. If we could
Well,
ask them to just go a
what we
little
could,
higher.
what you could do is have Leor come out again and meet with him and
With the
tell 'em-
kids, with the kids who are trying to use it.
Right.
You know, we had 10, 12 kids who
I mean,
very specifically
he can come
asked
out
for
and you
stuff.
can meet with them, and,
Yeah,
because this actually looks like something that, that we could use for Wausau, no? Because this is the replacement piece
yeah.
for Beekman.
This is a 2 to 5
That
year.
whole piece gets
This is what I
replaced?
say, they have, I
Yeah.
have this
It's old.
thing.
I mean, the slide part is all cracked, and
you
it
can't
has
just
sharp edges.
replace the
No,
slide?
no, they didn't, it wasn't from Parkatech. It was from some
Well,
defunct
this is existing.
playground company.
And it looks like, okay, it's a lot of money, but, you know, if you spend 46,000 on what Beekman, we won't have enough to put in even, well, maybe we can put in some swings that are the right size.
Well, what we could do, I mean, they do have a whole, they have a catalog, you know, of, I mean, if you want to just take these and look through the catalog
Yeah.
that we have and see if there's other options. But we do have to replace the piece at Beekman, and this would be the replacement piece that's ADA compliant.
Right, but we will not have enough money for.
But I'm not saying we have to do this exact piece. I mean, maybe there's
Oh.
something
More.
smaller, or, you know, if,
It's
I mean, if
expensive,
you
this
want,
stuff.
what we can do is have someone from Parkatech come out and,
And give us a
I mean, these were, you know, just estimates that were sent through email.
yeah,
But, I mean, this, he's already seen the piece at Beekman, because I met with him there. But there's no reason he can't go back down to Mosaic and maybe address the swings. Because they wanted swings and what else? Slide?
swings and a slipper slide, yeah, that's not for toddlers.
Well, if you want to either have him come out or look at a catalog, or,
Okay.
but this is what, you know, Kelly made the effort to, you know, get in touch with them and
Yep.
got this. So this is
start.
like a starting point.
Yeah, who did did Parkatechs do the swing set behind the town hall?
Yes.
So it's the same company. So if we just say we want swings that are that height,
Right,
they could tell us what that costs.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have state bid, so that's who they used.
Okay.
And then also, and, you know, we can just table that for now, but at least we have a starting point.
Right.
And we also have some dog park rules too, as part of what we were looking to do in Mosaic.
Right.
So that's in your packet.
Right.
These are dog park guidelines, if you want to take that to look at it too. So you have homework.
Yep.
You can look at, you know, what information we,
Well, we're, you know, unless we can afford to, well, she was going to get some estimates on fencing.
on what?
On fencing, because you can't have a dog park without fencing, right? So it's kind of silly to look at the rules if we
It's got
can't
to be about
afford.
5 feet too, I would think, at least.
It's a lot of, they said,
5 feet high.
oh, right, and it's not currently, what exists there is not 5 feet high. So I don't know if the company might be able to say, here, you can extend it with, you know, electric, solar panels, or, you know, whatever you can do to maybe save what we have, because it will be very expensive to rip that out and put new stuff in.
Well, we have, you know, we had gotten bids from 3 fencing companies.
On the dog park?
No.
On
For,
Beekman?
No, the 3 companies that we got the estimates from for the split rail fence, they also do the other fence.
Right. Right.
So,
Well, they were going to get fencing repair quotes already from a fencing company, so they were going to look at
Right, in
both.
Beekman.
At Beekman and...
Yeah, I gave them all the contact information for those 3 companies.
Yeah, I think that's the first thing, is to find out what we can afford down there.
Yeah, so at least, you know, you have some information to start with, and then we can, you know, we can just go from there, because that savings account is just going to keep building up every month. So by, you know, probably by after the first of the year, we'll be over 100,000. And you can see what you want to do with that. What resolution am I at?
63.
63. Okay, under other matters, have a transfer of funds for November 2021. Whereas the town board has the authority to transfer funds when necessary or unanticipated to amend the budget. Whereas budget amendment in the general fund, increasing revenue line 2260.01 public safety services by $1,301.93 and increasing expense line 30204.01 public safety community services by $1,301.93 for sheriff services reimbursed by Congregation Beth David. Whereas budget amendment in the general fund, increasing expense line 16204.01.62 building CE maintenance by $3,000, increasing expense line 16204.01.077 building CE telephone by $2,000, and decreasing expense line 16204.01.059 building CE heat by $5,000 for unanticipated expenses. Whereas budget amendment in the general fund, increasing expense line 13554.01.063, assessor CE mileage by $410, decreasing expense line 13554.01.074, assessor CE supplies by $410 for additional expense. Whereas budget amendment in the general fund, increasing revenue line 2555.01 building permits by $50,405.22, increasing expense line 13554.01.044, assessor CE certificaries by $8,100, and increasing expense line 54102.01.154, sidewalks, EQ, CDBG accessible improvements by $41,433.22, and increasing 54102.01.106 sidewalks equipment sidewalks by $872 for recommended new budget lines. Whereas budget amendment, the highway fund, increasing expense line 51104.03 general repair CE by $47,000, and decreasing expense line 51101.03 general repairs PS by $15,000, and decreasing expense line 51304.03.36 machinery CE diesel by $7,000, and decreasing expense line 51421.03 snow removal PS by $10,000, and decreasing expense line 51424.03 snow removal CE by $15,000 for blacktop paving. This is the blacktop paving that we had to do as part of the hazardous mitigation grant. We did Deep Hollow, so we had to spend the money first, and we'll be getting reimbursed from the grant. Whereas budget amendment in the water fund, increasing expense line 83204.06 source power pump CE by $9,000, decreasing expense line 83202.06 source power pump equipment EQ by $2,500, decreasing expense line 83302.06, decreasing expense line 83104.06 administration CE by $500, decreasing expense line 83402.06 transmission distribution CE. Oops, I have for blacktop paving, that isn't for that. For additional expenses. So we need to change that. Whereas budget amendment in the water fund, increasing expense line 83304.06.116, purification CE chemicals by $800, decreasing expense line 83401.06, transmission distribution PS by $800 for unanticipated costs. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board authorizes a transfer of necessary budget lines to process the transactions.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Supervisor Perotti,
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle,
Yes.
Samoji,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Okay, are there any town board comments?
I just have the comments on the senior party and the senior trips that are coming up. The Christmas party is on Wednesday, December 8th. There's still time. I'm going to be turning the money into March, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and we'll be finalizing the whole deal with that. So hopefully, if you're thinking about it and you want to do it, call me. I'm here on Tuesdays. If you want to stop in on Tuesdays, I'm here on Tuesdays from 9:30 to about 12 on Tuesdays, and you can come in and you can pay for your trip. People have done that, so that works out nicely. If it works out good for you, it works out good. You want to mail it to me? That's another thing. The other thing is the trips for 2022. Yes. People want to see us on the road. They're being very nice to us. Our first trip is already scheduled for Tuesday, March 15th, St. Patrick's Day celebration, and it's at the Aqua Turf Club. It's at 556 Mulberry Street, Plantsville, Connecticut. And let me see. All entrees are served family style, complimentary coffee and donuts, and complimentary glass of beer or wine, complimentary door prizes. It's going to be really good. Starts at from 11 a.m. to 3:30. So we'll be doing that, and it's $47 per person to go. That's the first one from the Aqua Turf that we have. I also have Villa Roma sent me their list of trips that are coming up, but they only do them in the spring and in the fall. Excuse me. So there's run from April to June, and the fall is September to December. I'm looking for the summer, I beg your pardon, for the Lobster Fest. They haven't gotten back with what they want to do about that, and I know we all want to do that. So I'll be able to give these trips out to the folks at the Christmas party. You'll get a list of these things and choices, and then others will be going out into the mail to other folks, you know, who, excuse me, who are on our mailing list, so that you will know the upcoming trips that we're going to have next year. So Villa Roma is, let me see, it's called, I think it's Callicoon, Callicoon, New York. That's where they're located. And it's very nice. They said to me, "Thank you for your interest in the Villa Roma 2022 day trips. All trips include coffee and cake upon arrival, a delicious 4-course served luncheon in the main dining room, a fabulous matinee show in our Forum nightclub, plus enjoy a trivia challenge, line dancing class, and more. Stay after the show and play bingo." So this is, they run their schedule. So we arrive around 10 a.m. down there, and we leave approximately 3:30 from there. Okay? So just put that in your mind. We've been to the Villa Roma before. It's a lovely place, beautiful place. You can do anything there. You can shop. They have stores. It's like a mall. You can go like to a mall and buy all kinds of stuff. You name it, you can buy it there. And with the people, we went there a couple of years back, and they really enjoyed themselves at it. And if you don't like to play bingo or whatever it is, you can just sit like, it's a giant hotel, really, and you can sit like in their main lobby, I think it would be, where they have very comfortable sofas and chairs. So if you just wanted to sit back and relax, or you just, after you got through shopping and eating and whatever you wanted to do. So looking forward to the new year, and it's going to be great, good fun. That's all I got.
Are there any other town board comments?
I wanted to follow up on Leo's comment about the Housing Board having had the opportunity to help Ashley Lay, our town planner, to look at our zoning code and decide what would be some recommendations for making our zoning code more efficient for and to encourage affordable housing. So she came up with some draft recommendations. She's looking for more input back, I believe. Would you want her to come and present her findings to the town board? She has had a session with the housing board who gave her some good feedback. But I think we're at a point now where we need to say, you know, here's where we think we'd like to have you put more of your energy into the final report.
Well, do you want to reach out to her for the next meeting?
I would look at her availability for December, our
Second.
December meetings, yeah, one or the other.
Okay.
Okay, I think that would be a good
Yeah, I think it's
idea.
important, you know, to do that,
Yeah,
because I'm not, you know, aware, you know, I kind of saw her report, but I didn't see, you know, I never
then we would
heard,
have an opportunity to ask her questions, and she can get us a little more of a
well, this is the
sense.
first time it's being brought to us,
So I think you saw the same report we did, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but yes, I think she's looking for guidance as to how we want to, you know, really have her do more,
So
you know,
you'll set
further
that up?
investigation. Yeah, I will
Okay.
see if she's available. The second thing is, I mentioned about the CAC being interested in, you know, what we really thought would be interesting is this unified solar permit that was easy to get in that you just pass a resolution and it simplifies the opportunity for a resident, a homeowner, to put in a modest array. It would be a limited size, not a
Do
giant
they have a
size.
sample one?
They do.
Okay.
And I would like to either send it to Ian, or I could send it to the zoning revision committee and have them look at it. I would think Nina would know right away what would be necessary.
Well, I think you need to send it to everybody, just send it to Ian, to us.
I'll forward it now. It's
To
buried
us,
in a
and,
big
also-
email, but it's an attachment.
Who's
This-
on the
attached.
zoning review committee?
It was Leo and Nina.
I think those were the only two that were actively meeting.
Right, so I'm going to forward it to the rest of the town board, this email from my former colleague Eleanor Peck, who now works for NYSERDA. And it's a long email, but this one is called Unified Residential Solar PV Permit.
Well,
That's
it's
the one
certainly something we can
wanted to
look
start
into.
with. So the attachment, and there's a description of what's involved. And it has a link to the portal, but that's, I think,
Walter Breton and Andy Durbridge are also on the zoning review committee. Those are the four.
okay. So how would you like me to proceed? Forward it to the entire town board and to, who's the chair? It's Nina, isn't she, or is it Leo?
Leo.
Leo. I could send it to Leo on behalf of that group and have them take a peek at it and give us first recommendations, and if we need Ian, we'll invoke him.
Okay.
Because they did the solar law, so they may just say, look, you know, it's really a no-brainer, it already fits, there's no,
Yeah, they're the ones that help us craft the solar law.
I'm curious as to the amendment to a local law by a town board resolution. Usually that would require local law, so I'm very interested in seeing how they're doing that.
yep.
That would be
So
something
there's a
I'd wanna-
sample
yeah.
NYSERDA provides, and
That
other
I'd wanna
towns have
see.
just
Yeah.
done it. So, yeah, I agree. I will send it to you as well, but I think Nina can probably really quickly say, you know, this is standard operating procedure, but, okay. Ian, I wouldn't spend a lot of time. Like I said, I think Nina can take a look at it quickly.
But he would have to craft the local law if we need one.
Yeah, I would want to see what and how they did, just to make sure that it's in compliance, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add Nina to it, but, okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, if there are no more town board comments,
I just have,
oh, you don't, go
you
ahead.
have one?
No, I don't.
Oh,
No,
I just have one more. I just want to today, the Dover High School provided Tally Ho residents with a really delicious turkey meal, dinner, with all the fixings. It was absolutely excellent. And they prepared the meals, they delivered them to our clubhouse. And so I'm saying thank you to them, but I'm also saying thank you to our people who live in Tally Ho who go and they deliver the meals to the people who are shut-ins and stuff like that. So we delivered over 50 meals out to people. The people who could get them, they carried 5, 6, 3, 4, 1, whatever it took, and we got them out to the folks. So I just want to say thank you to all of you. You know who you are in Tally Ho, who do this wonderful job every time. Thank you.
There being no further business before this board, I move that we adjourn.
And I second that.
all in favor? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead,
Doyle,
call the roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Morris.
Yes?
You want to take my time?